What is up, guys? Welcome on back to TK's Garage, and it's another day and another recall for Stellantis, man. As Jeep, we're calling over 30,000 Jeep Wranglers and Gladiators for an IPC failure. Let's talk about it. What is up, guys? Welcome on back to TK's Garage, and I'm gonna put the article up here that I found over at Mopar Insiders. Stellantis is recalling 32,863 Jeep Wranglers and Gladiators for IPC failures. Recall due to potential instrument panel display failure impacting driver safety. So they're recalling those vehicles, units of its 2018 to 2024 Jeep Wrangler JL and 2020 to 2024 Jeep Gladiator JT due to potential failures in the instrument panel clusters. These clusters may experience an internal short circuit, causing the display to become dark, which violates the Federal Motor Vehicle Safety Standards number 101. Controls and displays. A blank IPC can divert the driver's attention, potentially leading to a crash. Let's finish the article and then I'm going to get into this. The issue affects vehicles equipped with a 3.5-inch IPC, which was installed during specific production periods. The suspect period for the Jeep Wrangler began January 26 of 2018 and ended May 17th of 2024. A total of 21,309 Wranglers are affected. The suspect period for the Gladiators are June 9th of 2019 to May 18th of 2024, and there's a total of 11,554 of those affected. Vehicles not included in the recall either do not have the 3.5-inch IPC, were built outside the suspect period, or have exceeded 28 months in service for older and 12-month or newer models. Now, here's the thing. This is a common thing with Stellantis, and especially with Jeep, when it comes to electronics or electrical failures. I don't know, and again, I know I harp on this, but I have to say, this always comes back to Carlos Tavares as CEO and his cost-cutting measures. You go for cheaper parts, cheaper circuit boards, cheaper panels, cheaper everything, right? You cut shifts at the plant that manufacture these trucks, or you do these extended layoffs so that there's less employees, again, cutting cost. And then you got these people crammed in trying to push these things out with cheap parts, and what happens? We've seen what's happened with the Wagoneers, with those things failing left and right on the road, where the federal government is now investigating them for just blocking the parking pin, because they will completely shut down, and then after they get to like 20 miles an hour, it engages the parking pin, you hear that, and then the vehicle's at a dead stop in the middle of the road, which could cause a crash. You see the other things with the 4xe Jeeps catching fire, the hybrids. And now you have the fires from the Hurricane engines for either of them overheating, having bad thermostat. It's just literally, it all comes back. Every single item that has come back to be a problem that has bit Stellantis in the ass has all been a direct connection, pun intended, of Carlos Tavares' cost cutting. Every single item. Now, Tavares would love to blame it on the workers. He'd love to blame it on American manufacturing and the assembly plants. But the problem with that is some of these vehicles and trucks that are also having issues, like with the Ram recall, right? They weren't all manufactured here. Some of those vehicles have been manufactured in Mexico. Some of the other vehicles that have been recalled are manufactured in Canada. It doesn't matter where it was manufactured. And Carlos Tavares is going to try to harp on that and, keep pushing that issue that it's American labor that's causing this problem. It has nothing to do with American labor. It has 100% to do with cheap parts and all the cost cutting. You're cutting the hours, cutting the amount of staff, cutting the engineers, cost cutting in the fence. You making the wiring harnesses shorter so that they're like stretched. There's no give in these wiring harnesses when you're assembling these Jeeps across the entire product line. You're using oils and other stuff that can attract animals that makes them want to chew on these wires. And when they're sitting out on your lot forever with lot rot, we've talked about this before, where I talked about the dealer, where OC Motivator talked about it, I talked about it, where a person had bought this Jeep and it had chew marks all over it, because they're sitting for months and months. They're massively overpriced. Now, it'd be different if you raise the prices on all of these Jeeps because you're continuing to use high quality products. You're trying to turn Jeep into Range Rover, and you're turning it into an unreliable piece of shit. So yes, you are turning it into Range Rover that way, but not quality wise. I can tell you that right now. The quality of these vehicles that are built, between the panel gaps, wiring harnesses issues, and everything else. And here we are again with the Wranglers and the Gladiators with another electrical issue. There's really no excuse for this. This all comes back to Carlos Tavares. Everybody's up his ass right now, from dealers to workers to you name it. And I want to know how long it's going to be before Elkin, John Elkin, the president, the chairman of the board, is going to have to say, Carlos, it's time for you to move to another position. Move his ass to Ferrari. Go cut costs over there. Move him to Ferrari. Go work at Ferrari. Go do something on the board at Exor. But he does not need to continue to be the CEO of Stellantis when he's consistently screwing this up. And people are wondering why they're going to delay the Wagoneer. And I'll talk about that in a later video. They said they wouldn't put it out unless it was perfect. And you've seen they've already flip-flopped on that to where now they might put it out in 4 to 6 weeks later than expected. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section down below. Give the video a big thumbs up if you like what I do. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Let's have a discussion in the comments. What do you think about this? Another Stellantis recall. I can't wait to see these third quarter earnings. All of this is coming out of the pockets, out of the profit of Stellantis. Their earnings in this next quarter are going to be a friggin' disaster. Anyways, until next time, thank you guys very much for watching. I truly appreciate it. And as always, stay petty, my friends.